Every night while you sleep, something extraordinary happens inside your skull. A clear fluid begins to flow through microscopic channels in your brain. It washes around neurons and collects toxic waste proteins. It sweeps cellular debris out of your neural tissue. This fluid carries it away, processed by your kidneys and liver. Your brain is running a biological dishwasher. But what happens when you take that program offline? The answer is stranger and more consequential than you might expect. Until 2012, scientists believed the brain lacked a waste disposal system. Every organ benefits from the lymphatic system, which collects and processes waste. The brain, protected by its blood-brain barrier, was thought exempt from this process. The assumption was wrong. In 2012, Mike and Nedergaard and her team discovered a network of fluid channels next to every blood vessel in the brain. They named it the glymphatic system. This discovery fundamentally changed how scientists understand sleep. Here is the glymphatic system in operation. Cerebrospinal fluid is produced continuously in chambers called ventricles. During sleep, this fluid flows into narrow channels called perivascular spaces. These microscopic tunnels run alongside every blood vessel in the brain. The fluid is driven partly by arterial pulsations. At the walls of these channels sit specialized brain cells called astrocytes. Their end feet line the walls and are densely packed with protein gates called aquaporin-4 channels. These molecular gates actively move fluid through the channel walls and into the brain's interstitial space. As this fluid moves, it collects waste products accumulated during the day. The waste-laden fluid is then channeled out through perivenous spaces, draining into meningeal lymphatic vessels for elimination. This system operates like a gentle rinse cycle, synchronized with sleep. In January 2025, a landmark study revealed a neurotransmitter called norepinephrine orchestrates this process. During wakefulness, norepinephrine levels are high, and the glymphatic system is inactive. As you fall into deep sleep, norepinephrine levels drop. Each wave of declining norepinephrine triggers a relaxation of cerebral blood vessels. This creates space for cerebrospinal fluid to rush in and clean the tissue. These synchronized movements were found to predict effective glymphatic clearance during sleep. It's a biological symphony dependent on the brain being in the right state. A recent MIT study highlights the consequences when sleep is stolen. Participants deprived of sleep showed cognitive deficits, but the brain scans revealed more. In moments of attention failure, they observed surges of cerebrospinal fluid pulsing through the brain. The brain forced micro-maintenance sessions during the day due to lack of overnight cleaning. Each session costs 3 to 5 seconds of attention without warning. The brain operates in 2 distinct modes that cannot run simultaneously. One mode handles external processing, while the other focuses on internal maintenance. When you sleep enough, these modes alternate cleanly. When you don't, maintenance bursts invade your waking hours, becoming attention lapses. These lapses can become catastrophic in certain situations. The short-term cost of disrupted glymphatic function is lost attention. The long-term cost might be far more serious. In October 2025, researchers at the University of Cambridge linked impaired CSF dynamics to dementia risk. They found amyloid plaques and tau tangles, waste proteins the glymphatic system clears. When it fails, these proteins accumulate silently over years. Sleep disturbances can precede neurodegenerative diseases by decades. Aging also impairs the glymphatic system. As the brain ages, aquaporin-4 channels become disorganized. Arterial walls stiffen, reducing pulsatile energy that drives CSF through the brain. The meningeal lymphatic vessels shrink too, reducing waste clearance, increasing the likelihood of Alzheimer's and other conditions associated with aging. The glymphatic system has created a new frontier in both diagnosis and treatment. It can be assessed using MRI imaging, allowing clinicians to identify at-risk individuals years before symptoms appear. Studies show that lateral sleeping maximizes glymphatic flow. Exercise may enhance its function, while certain sleep medications could suppress beneficial sleep stages. The goal is to make sleep more efficient for the glymphatic system. This research redefines sleep, emphasizing its active role. The brain doesn't rest during sleep. It works on critical maintenance. These tasks cannot be postponed or substituted. The glymphatic system needs adequate time during deep sleep to complete its cycle. One extra night of sleep can help restore some clearance, but chronic sleep restriction creates a debt hard to repay. Every night, if you give it a chance, your brain runs a sophisticated biological program. It sequences its chemistry, directing fluid through microscopic channels. It collects and exports waste that could destroy it. All you need to do is sleep. If this changed how you think about sleep, share it with someone who's been running on too little. Follow for more science that reveals what's really happening inside us.